Hi. Yeah, I'm sort of, as you can see, in the Sorcerers and Dragons chapter, and I'm sort of getting towards the end. And I have unlocked something quite exciting, but I haven't looked at it yet, and that's a Vallorian Guard. So I thought let's go and have a look at some Vallorian Guard, shall we? Just in passing, look, that's my new level 22 barracks, and it speeds things up a lot, but we want to look over here at the mercenary camp, which I haven't upgraded yet. I'll be doing that shortly. Here we go. Vallorian Guards, there they are. Let's have a look. They're basically like a Treant. So I suppose what we should do is to compare the two, and the best place to do that is to go to the Wiki. Before I show you the unit information for the Treant and the Vallorian Guard, I think I, for one, was very confused by this diagram, so I thought we'd just come here and have a peep at it quickly, so you can see what all of these numbers mean before we go and look at our specific units. 1, this is the level. When you start off, all your troops are level 1. Then you will upgrade them eventually on the tech tree. They become level 2, and several chapters later they become level 3. The next box over here is the name of the unit. We'll be looking at Treant's Vallorian Guards. Both of the ones we will be looking at are heavy melee. So that means they are specialists in hand-to-hand combat. They don't strike from afar. They need to get close up. This little box over here is a tip to tell you what to use them against. Now, what do the numbers over here mean? That is the attack. How strong are they? How hard can they smack? You see, there's a sword there. This are the health points that says how much smacking can they absorb. Okay, so the higher their health points, it means the enemy have to hit them more times. This number over here is the range of hit, which is how close do they need to get to the enemy before hitting them. That number there is their movement range, how far can they move. And this number over here is the initiative. The initiative means in which order do they go. Archers, for example, have a massively high initiative, and they get to roll very quickly, whereas Treants, for example, tend to come later in order. If you go up the page here, you will find there is a section on initiative that will explain it to you, and I'm not going to go into there. Right, then the last boxes here quickly are the abilities. Strike back means that if you hit him, he'll smack you back, but he can only smack once in a round. So if 2 of your soldiers go at him, he'll strike back at the first one, but the second one can hit him with impunity. And this box over here are his special abilities. But there you are. I've now explained this box to you. Now let's go and look at the boxes for the Treant and for the Vallorian Guard. Righty, well, I took screenshots of them and I've put them next to each other because that's the best way to compare. On the left, Mr. Vallorian Guard. On the right, Mr. Treant. You will notice that this is a level 3 Treant, and this one over here is only a level 1 Vallorian Guard. So we are sort of comparing apples with peaches, but nevertheless it is interesting to make the comparison. I don't have any level 1 Treants to look at. So this is what's in my stable. I can fight with this one or that one. We're going to look at how effective are the one and the other. Note that the attack of the Treant at 53 is higher than the Vallorian Guard, which is not surprising because he's only level 1. Note that the health points of the Treant are 319,000, which is considerably better than the Vallorian Guard, which means that he will hit harder and he will take more punishment. That's why I called the Treant a Sherman tank. Okay. He has a special ability as well. He will stun the enemy and weaken their attack for 2 rounds by 30%, This man has no special ability, though I'm sure that when the day comes in chapter 13, 14 or 15, when we get the upgrade and we take him up to level 3, then he probably will have some kind of fancy trick that he can do. The notable differences, they both have strike back. The notable differences are that Mr. Vallorian Guard can smack from 2 squares away, whereas Mr. Treant has to get right up next door. In practice, what this means is that if he's fighting a Treant, for example, he won't be right next to it, so it can't smack him back. That is why hitting from 2 blocks away means that you can avoid some units with strike back, and that's all that is. And the other thing to note is that he has a better initiative of 3, which means that he'll be off the blocks quicker, and the enemy will struggle to get first hit at him, whereas the enemy always has first hit at the Treant. But in practice, that doesn't really matter, because the Treant is so armored that you can have first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth hits at him, and you still won't injure him. So there you are. We have a low-level heavy melee unit that I've just acquired. I've never seen him fight before. And then we have over here a high-level heavy melee unit, which is the one I prefer, obviously, because he is stronger. And then, of course, there's another point, and that is that the barracks, my barracks are at level 22, and my mercenary camp is far lower level than that, which means that the training speed for Vallorian Guards is going to be a lot slower. So just from that point of view, it obviously makes more sense to use Treants. But I've never seen the Vallorian Guard fight before, you see, because I only just got him. So out of curiosity, let's go and do a quick fight and see what it looks like. How's that? I'm going to auto-fight with him, and we'll watch it happening. Let's take any old tournament, shall we? Open that one. Now you see here I would normally use 5 Treants, but I'm a bit short of Treants now because my barracks has been upgrading. So I made some Vallorian Guards, and having made them, I may as well use them, eh? Here we go. There they are. So let's take 5 squads of Vallorian Guards and go and see what they do. Okay, well, I've never used one of these things before, so this is quite exciting. I've never done it. Entirely news for me. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit the auto fight button, and we can sit back and watch what they do. So let's have a look. We started off with a squad size of 30. I don't really think that they're quite as effective as a Treant. Well, they seem to be winning, don't they? Let's see what that Vallorian Guard over there does to the Steinling. This will be interesting. Well, they're getting the job done, aren't they? So there you go, end of the fight, and we've only lost 6 over here, and we've lost 13 there, so that's really quite reasonable. It's quite surprising, in fact, that a level 1 troop does a comparable sort of result to the level 3 Treants. But then again, perhaps not, because the developers did tell us that in 1 or 2 upgrades ago, they did beef up the lower level troops considerably, because the entrance level players, the newbies, were at a disadvantage, because if you're fighting with level 1 troops, then they weren't doing well. The level 1s have been given a little bit more teeth now. That's my first look at a Vallorian Guard fighting, and perhaps it's yours too. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to see me talking more nonsense, just hit the subscribe button below the video and we'll see you around. Enjoy, have a nice day, bye.